Okay, everyone. Um, we're going to do the fan and the seam for the skateboard from now on. So first, let me show you the direction we are heading. This is what we finally gonna do. So we're gonna first do some modification on the CAD model. Like we need to split the board, also split the wheel assembly so that we can do the mesh only do a quarter of the mesh, then we can reflect to the left side, then reflect the whole front assembly to the back. Now let me turn off the CAD model. So this is basically what we're gonna do. After this, we're gonna reflect this mesh. All right. So today we are going to do a mesh on the board as well as this wheel. Let me show the wireframe. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and start the assembly part. Okay, so we should open the assembly file first. This one. And when you open this, you will enter the assembly file. So the first thing we need to do is get into the fan model, the fan mode. So let's select this part, then click Start. Then should be able to do okay, right click on the part, then click New Fan and Simulation. Alright, okay. So we're going to the seam. Then click OK also. So now you have 4 windows. One is seam, another is fan. That's the original assembly. And this one is the ideal part. That one will be the model for your fan. So the first thing we want to do is to split the board and split the wheels, the bushing, the bell, the bearing. So we need to go to the idealized part first. So just click OK. Now here we can split the model. So, but the idealized model is a whole piece. If you want to split separate parts of the assembly, the first thing you need to do is you need to promote your model, your part from your assembly. So the promote command is here. Click it. Then we can select a body we want to promote out of the assembly. So let's pick up the board and click apply. Then it will be separated from the whole assembly. Then also we need to separate the bushing, the connection, and this bearing and the wheel. So let's do it. Okay, I'm not sure if this will work. Alright, then let's have a look. So when you move your mouse on the part we promoted, you can see the name has changed to promote body, and here promote body. That means it's already separated from the assembly. So next thing we want to do is split the board. So come here, there's a command called split body. Click this, and we selected the board and face our plane. So the CAD model was built that the board is symmetrical with respect to x plane. So we can do a pretty easy choose split. Let's choose the plane. This will let me choose do a wireframe. Okay. No. New plane. Alright. Go to the plane diagram and let's pick up ZY. Plane ZY. Okay. Distance 0. We got it. Then separate. So now we have the board cut into two, the front and the rear part. Also, we need to cut the board left and the right so we can actually mirror the left part to the right. Okay, then pick bodies and choose a plane. We're gonna choose Y and X plane. I'm sorry, Z and X plane. Distance 0. Apply. Alright. Okay, next we are going to split the wheel. So you might ask, why do we have to split the wheel? Because the wheel, we already have 4 wheels, and we don't need to actually split the wheel itself, because, oh well. The answer is, when you do the mesh, you're not sure that you will get a note or a line of note on the bottom, exactly on the bottom of this wheel, because when you do the simulation, you want those nodes to be exactly at the bottom of the wheel. So when you do a contact, you know that your force will be applied to this bottom, which is the contact point of this wheel to the ground. So if we, let's say you have a node on the left side and the right side, so when you do a contact, actually the ground will contact this, the lowest part of this node, but this is different. This is off from the actual situation we do in the real life. So when you split the wheel, the mesh will start from the bottom part. That will guarantee you with a line of nodes on the bottom. So let's go ahead and do it. Since we only needed to do a quarter of this, or let's say a half of this assembly, so we only need to split one wheel. Okay. So again, we're gonna choose. My computer is slow. We're gonna choose split body and pick up the wheel. So here we are going to need a vertical plane which is perpendicular to Y, Z plane, but at a distance. So see if we can get a new plane, specific plane, and again we choose Y, Z here. Then here's the trick, we can adjust the distance of the plane we're gonna build. So we're gonna measure the distance from the origin to the center of this wheel. So we will use this menu here, measure, and projected distance. Then we're gonna specify the vector is at the x direction. The start point is the origin, so we click here, point dialog. Here gives you the origin. And then the end point. Okay, let's go to the wheel. So it doesn't matter if you pick up the center of the shaft or the center of the wheel. Alright, we got the center. Okay. So let's click OK. Then we have a plane away from the YZ plane, which on the center of this wheel. Okay. Okay, we're ready to split. Let's do a apply. You see the line here? That means okay. Let's go to the other side because we split this wheel. See, the wheel has been split and just shade, and the NX will automatically assign another color for the other part. So we have done this. Then let's split the other part, the assembly. So we only do this on the front. So let's go ahead and split the front connection and this part and the bushing and the bearing. Alright, let's do the split. Then we're gonna pick all three of them. We don't need to do the shaft because the shaft will be a 1D rod or 1D bar element, so we can build that in the FEM directly. So now let's pick up the plane to split these three parts. And the good thing about this is this it's symmetrical with respect to the orange. So we're gonna pick up Y and X plane. I'm sorry, Z and X plane. So Z and X, distance 0. Okay, and apply. Now you see they are split and with different colors. Okay. So now we are ready to do the mesh in the FEM file, and the other part we don't have to care about them. Alright, now let's go to the FEM, and I have went to the FEM already after I split the model, so there's no window here. If you did this alone, all the way alone, so you will see a window pop up, but that's just a reminding of the parts has been splitted. Now we have all these polygons that represents each part of the body, and before you do the split, actually there were less parts here, and after you did the split, it will automatically delete the old part and give you two new parts here. So first we want to do the mesh on the lower part of the board. So let's hide all the other stuff and hide all and just show part of the board we need. Okay, where are you? Alright, we can do this half. Then so we can do the mesh on the top of the board, or in the middle, the median surface of this board. But to make sure that our 2D mesh will be contacting with the connections below, so it's better to do the mesh at the bottom of this board. Alright, so go to the bottom, and we will do a 2D mesh for the board. We're going to use a quad 4 element, and we're gonna mesh the first piece of the surface. So you can play with the element size, and when you play with that, sometimes if the element is too small or too big, the NX will give you a warning and telling you there's bad element. Okay, let's go mesh the first one. So you can actually preview the mesh. If you don't like this mesh, you can undo the result, and it's okay. You can do the second one. So here there's one element, it's not that good, it's the red one. So usually you want a 4-edge element with the one corner. The corner should not be too bigger than 90 degrees, but here we're gonna just keep it. Alright, so apply, and let's go ahead and mesh that to surface. So we can mesh these two together, and we will see later what's the difference if you mesh them separately and together. Okay, apply, everything looks good. So now we have half of the mesh. We can turn off the CAD first, so we'll see only the mesh clearly. And okay. So when we do the simulation, we want the board to represent the real thing in the physical world. So here we have 3 meshes. You want them to be a whole piece of the board. So how do you check if your mesh is connected? Oh, then we use something called a free edge. We don't want free edge appear at where you don't want, where it's not the physical edge of your model. So let's go ahead and do the check. It's called element edge. Then we go ahead and select this 3 mesh. Make sure you click the free edges. Then we click generate element outlines. So the blue lines are the let's say the perimeter of each piece of the mesh. So although we mesh these two separately, and we mesh the tail separate from this piece, but NX automatically connects them together. While on the other hand, we have a line here, which means actually this line is there are 2 edges here. One edge belongs to the front piece, and the other edge belongs to the rear piece. So let's say if you gave it a force here, then these 2 pieces will fall apart. So next thing we want to do is to eliminate this free edge. But before that, let's go ahead and mirror this board to the other side, so we can eliminate the edges for the whole board. So now let's do a reflect and copy. Let's go to insert element and copy and reflect. So we pick up, oops, you should pick up everything here, and there's a fast way to pick every element. See, if you click, that's only one element. I think you can do this. It's easier. Another way is you can do element. Let me see where. Okay, let's just do a select all. Then let's specify the plane to reflect. We can pick up the this is Z X plane, distance 0. Okay, and do apply. So now we have the mesh for the whole board, but they're not a whole piece. Let's do an element edge check. So let's select all of them and make sure the free edge is clicked. Generate element outline. So you can see the board is actually consists with 4 pieces. Now we're gonna eliminate the edges in the middle of the board. This let's say in the real world, it's like your board has been cut into 4 pieces, so which is not usable, not practical at all. So we can do a duplicated nodes. So basically the free edge here, you see one node here. Actually there are 2 nodes coincide with each other. One belongs to this part, the other one belongs to this part. So we can check duplicated node. Ta-da, you can see that, right? So if you play with the tolerant, let's say 0.01 smaller, you list the node again. No, it still works. Sometimes it will not show, it will not pick up all the nodes. So in this model, we're gonna use 0.01 for the whole model, and then we do a merge nodes. That will delete the duplicated nodes. So here let's do the free edge check again. Select all, generate. So now you don't see the blue edge in the middle of the board. That's good. Okay, then we can do a refresh to get rid of these blue lines. Alright, so we have merged the edge. Now duplicate edges, and there's now free edge. Next we're gonna insert some 1D connection on this hose to connect with the assembly, the wheel assembly underneath. So we're gonna insert this 1D connection, and it looks like a spider, so we call that spider. And before that, we will need some nodes in the center of the hose, because the spider will be added on a node. So let's go ahead and insert node and create. Well, you want to make sure that you pick up the center, the arc center here. So as you can see, we cannot pick up the edge of the mesh, because this is only good for the CAD model. So let's go ahead and turn on your CAD. And here, this one. Right. Okay, so we don't need the mesh, and go for the static. Okay, and also we don't want the blue line here, just do a refresh. Okay, so we're gonna pick edge here, apply a node, and 2 node, 3, 4, and the front part. You can also click the middle mouse, the middle button of your mouse. So last one, we just go ahead and click OK. So now we have 8 nodes created, and let's turn on mesh and turn off the CAD. So let's go ahead and insert 1D connection. So we'll make sure it's node to node, and the spider will have a center node, which is this one, and connects to the nodes around him. So we're gonna pick up the source. That will be the center of this node, and we're going to pick up the target. The target should be this 4 nodes here, and sometimes you can also click in. If you have a very big circle like 200 nodes, you don't want to pick up you don't want to pick up the nodes one by one. So you can, there's a method called feature edge nodes. Then element node, element edge. So if you turn on the board, the CAD mod, so seems like okay. Element node. Let's try this. Let's try pick up the edge here. Edge here. So make sure it's 4 nodes, as you can see here, and the element type will be RBE2. So all the spiders in this model will be RBE2. Okay, so apply. Then let's go to the 1D collection. That's your node. That's your spider here. Let's turn off the model. That is the spider. So shade it. See. Okay, let's go ahead and do all the 8 others. Alright, and that's the last spider. So now we finished the mesh on our board, and also we added the spider connections. So now this one's good for this part, and next we are going to mesh the wheels. So let's turn off this 1D connection and turn off the CAD mod, and we don't need the shell, the board. Alright, so what are we going to do is we're going to mesh this wheel here, and see, where's the wheel? this one. Okay. All right, that's wheels. So we're gonna do a half first. Well, another thing you can do is you can actually rename this polygon body, so you don't have to look for them. Just pick up this and click again. Let's see, wheel, left, actually it's front, left, A, and this one is wheel, front, left, B. It's much clearer. And so we can do this part first. We can hide this. Okay, now for this wheel we will do a 3D sweep, 3D sweep mesh. Yeah. So you want the mesh sweep from this surface, go 80 degree and then reach this surface. So let's go ahead and pick up 3D. Okay, where's that? Alright, make sure this one is multi-body infer target, and let's select the source face is the top one. Okay, to be clear, we can go for the static wireframe, and the element we're going to use C-hex 8, and the size we're going to use 0.2 inch. Okay, then let's go ahead and have a look. So that's the mesh we have, and we can go ahead and do another one. Turn on this wheel and hide the mesh we already created. Let's do that again. Okay, guess I should not click cancel. Alright, 3D mesh, multi-body, source surface. The size is 0.2 inch. Apply. And yeah, I should have clicked apply first. Alright, next wheel. So source surface, apply. Okay, and let's have a look. So you can see there's a surface in the middle with this already meshed. This is 3D mesh, so actually here NX only shows you the surface, I mean the outside of the mesh. So sometimes you want to make sure like the mesh goes all the way into the 3D model, and also when you pick up the element you want to make sure the inside element is shown so you can pick up them. So you can do the display, you can edit display, then there's a display internal element edge. So let's go apply. See, that's all the element in this wheel, and in contract that's only the outside element of this wheel. So let's go ahead and turn on all the internal elements. That's here. Okay. Alright, so again, we want to always avoid free edge and duplicated nodes, because this is supposed to be a whole wheel, a whole piece of solid. So, but we mesh them separately, and apparently this surface in the middle will have two faces, one from each part. So we can go ahead and do a element quality check. This is for the no, not this one. So again, the element edge. So I pick the whole wheel and generate. So the edges here, this one is right. It's the outside of this wheel, and this one too. But apparently, your wheel in the real world is not split into two. So you want to get rid of this. And since this is only the edge, and the nodes on this whole surface are all duplicated because we mesh them separately. So we can go ahead and check the duplicated nodes, and let's select this one and that one. See, so all the nodes on this surface is duplicated, and here you can see why we need a proper tolerance if you use 0.001. So the nodes in the middle cannot be picked up. Then it's like if you merge the nodes now, you will only merge the nodes on the outside. So it will, like, your wheel has a crack in the middle. It's not practical and real. So go ahead and pick up the nodes and merge the nodes. Okay, and then close. Alright, let's do the edge check again. Element edge, select the body, and generate. See, it's gone. Alright, now let's do a refresh. And next we are going to insert the spiders to the two sides of the wheel, so we can connect this 1D connection to the shaft to ensure the prop constraint of this wheel. So we needed two nodes in the center of the hole first. So let's go insert node, create, and the center of the arc. So it's one node, and if we can go to the other side, pick up this edge, and when you pick up this edge, you want the CAD model is on, because without the CAD model, you cannot pick up any edge. Alright, let's use this edge. Okay. So now we have two nodes in the center, and we want to connect this nodes with this edge and the other nodes the same. So we don't need a CAD now. Alright, for this side, let's insert 1D connection, pick up node to node. The source node will be the center, and the target will be the you want to turn on the filter, feature the edge nodes. So that will make sure you only pick up the nodes on the edge. So let's click on the edge. See, NX will pick up all the nodes on this edge. Alright, that looks good. Okay, let's go to the other side. It's the same thing. The center node, then the target, make sure it's the edge nodes, then click on the edge. You see all the nodes are picked up, then click OK. Alright, so this is pretty much all for this lab, and the last thing is you want to make sure this spider has their own colors, because we're gonna have another two spiders on the shaft at the same position. So when they coincide with each other, you cannot tell the difference if they're the same color. So we can go to 1D collectors, and that's only two collector here. Edit display. You can choose any color, and I'm gonna choose the first one as the same as I should have clicked the apply. Alright, first one color, apply. Okay, then pick another one. I just cancel. Add it to display, and first color, apply. Okay, okay. So now we can turn on the shape. That looks good. And can turn on all the meshes we have made today. That's the shell, 8 spiders, a wheel with 2 spiders, and make sure there's no free edge in the middle of this the model. Alright, thank you everyone.